Hi, this is Jazz in Java, and today I'm going to review the Crop-A-Dile 1 and the Crop-A-Dile 2. I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison. With your Crop-A-Dile, you can set eyelets by hand. Instead of the banging, you just hole punch and set the eyelet. The Crop-A-Dile 1 is not the first hand-setting eyelet tool there was. I remember having one by Quicko, which was distributed by Bindertek. After having that one disappear, I called Bindertek and asked for a new eyelet setter, and they told me about We Are Memory Keepers Crop-A-Dile, and that's what this is. It's a hand tool that's very easy to use. First of all, I don't want to go on this video about how to use it. I'm just going to talk a little bit about a few of the features. The feature is that on one side is one hole punch size and on the other is another hole punch size, and that this is one integral piece that stays together, and you can adjust your eyelet settings by moving the cubes. Other things on YouTube will show you exactly how to use this tool. Knowing that it's one integral piece, there are these little slide rulers which will allow you to adjust the depth into which you will go into the paper. Each side has one for 3/16 as well as 1/8. When using your Crop-A-Dile 1, remember, for the easiest punching, punch at the hump or after the hump. It is a very easy tool to use. Let the machine do the work at the hump or behind the hump. Do not grab it like this. This is going to bring pain to places that you really don't need to experience. Over here, it's very easy. The Crop-A-Dile, because its depth only goes up to about 1 inch, is perfect for cards, emphasizing cards, and small die cuts that are near the edge. If you want to go deeper into a design, you will have to use that piece of paper, set the eyelet on that piece of paper, and then adhese that paper to your card or bigger piece. It's a very strong tool. It will go through chipboard. Here I used a special eyelet to close and alter a journal. That way it can stay closed. You can also use the Crop-A-Dile hand set, the original one, to emphasize collage work on cards. But please remember that the Crop-A-Dile is not just for scrapbooking. It can be used around the home. I altered a folder in order to keep smaller pieces in by putting eyelets to catch those small pieces. But generally, like I said, my first eyelet setter wasn't even from a scrapbooking store. My first eyelet setter was from a stationery store, so I take newspaper clippings and permanently attach them together by setting an eyelet. But what happens if you want to make radial designs or go deeper into the page? There are two ways. The first way is the traditional way. You use a smaller piece of paper, as we've emphasized, and then you adhese that piece of paper to your 12 by 12 layout. The second way is that you take little embellishments like these letters. Use your eyelet setting to make them pop, and then adhese those to another piece of paper which you will adhese to the 12 by 12. But for deep paper setting, the Crop-A-Dile Big Bite is your answer. This wonderful adjustment allows you to go deeper into the page, up to 6 inches. This is a wonderful tool for those of us who love to put eyelets in their design. It's a little bit more complicated, the Crop-A-Dile Big Bite. It has 3 settings on top. The first one is the eyelet setter. And when you press down, the big cube moves. And remember, at the hump or below the hump. The second one is the 1/8. And then the 1/8 moves. And the third is the 3/16 and the 3/16 moves. Down here there are rulers for each one of these settings, and each ruler corresponds to the settings that you set on top. This can go up to 6 inches into the paper. This radial design was made with a Crop-A-Dile Big Bite 2, and you can see on the back how far into the paper it went. A nice way to emphasize a curve. Putting the two side by side, you might ask, which one should I get? I personally suggest both, but if you have to choose one, then I would go with the Big Bite, because the Big Bite will allow you to go deeper into any paper. They both work with chipboard and your office supplies. They both work with thin tin and wood, and later I'll put some of those projects up online too. I want to also appeal to memory keepers. I really do appreciate the rulers here, but when making radial designs, there's no guide here. What I had to do was use my Olfa rotary mat from my quilting and use the design that way. That worked, but I want to appeal to you to take a cue from creating keepsakes. I don't know if this will show up, I'm just going to hope that it does. And you'll see that there are radial lines here, 30, 45, 60, 75, all the way up to 180. By adjusting one's paper and lining it up to each one of these lines, or to any of these lines, you'll get the exact angle cut that you want. The same could be done, theoretically, on the Big Bite 2. Another thing that I would really like, if we are memory keepers is watching, is that why not make a little bit more room or use of these handles? It would be a great way to store extra eyelets. Right now it's just kind of dead space, but it could be used to throw a few eyelets in. Well, those are just suggestions. I love you, I love your product, I love your company, and I'd love to ask you one more question. The removable feet are such a great idea, but these removable feet have one more removable piece, which is a little bit unnecessary. For anyone who's watching, I definitely say buy the Crop-A-Dile, but immediately adheres this permanently to the back of the feet. That way it won't be lost in your crop bag or in your briefcase. Of course, you want to leave the feet removable because you can use this tool as a standalone, stand up on its own, as well as a hand punch. So those are my suggestions. A little storage in the handle for eyelets. Permanently adheres that rubber piece that keeps it from slipping. And just keep making great products. Thanks. This is Jazz and Java.